A very warm welcome, viewers, to this Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority's 34th episode for telelectures on services by CDSL for investors. सबसे पहले हम जाते हैं एक 90 के दशक में। 90 के दशक की एक छोटी सी बात मैं आपसे कहना चाहूँगा। 90 के दशक में इमेजिन कीजिए एक बड़ा सा कमरा है, देयर इज अ ह्यूज रूम एंड पीपल आर शाउटिंग ओवर ईच अदर, दे आर क्लाइंबिंग ओवर ईच अदर। एक दूसरे पे चढ़ के लोग चिल्ला चिल्ला के शेयर्स की डील कर रहे हैं। इमेजिन किया आपने, बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड सिचुएशन है, बट ये सच थी। 90 के दशक में शेयर्स खरीदना और बेचना, दलाल स्ट्रीट पे इसी तरीके से शेयर्स खरीदे और बेचे जाते थे। पर उसके बाद आए डिपॉजिटरीज, एनएसडीएल और सीएसडीएल। मैं बात करने वाला हूं आज सीएसडीएल के बारे में, सेंट्रल सिक्योरिटीज डिपॉजिटरी सर्विसेज लिमिटेड के बारे में। यहां पर हम बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, जो कि एशिया की सबसे पुरानी स्टॉक एक्सचेंज है, 10th लार्जेस्ट स्टॉक एक्सचेंज पर, जहां 6000 से भी ज़्यादा कंपनीज लिस्टेड हैं, उसे मैनेज करता है सीएसडीएल। तो एक हिस्ट्री जो है सीएसडीएल की वो है दैट सेंट्रल डिपॉजिटरी सर्विसेज लिमिटेड, इट वाज फाउंड इन 1999। लाइक आई टोल्ड यू, 90 के दशक में चिल्ला चिल्ला के डील्स होती थी, बट देन केम इन डिपॉजिटरीज। जो भी आज हम डीमैट के थ्रू करते हैं, the transactions that we make quickly in a second is only possible because of the depositories. And over 2 decades later, everything that they have done, the value that they have built on is dematerialization of various asset class. They have e-services. That has all been a support of a singular goal at an affordable cost. Now it is a market infrastructure institution. So it is an infrastructure. Like you have to live, you need an infrastructure. When we have to do the trading of shares, we have to sell and we have to buy, we need an infrastructure. So CSDL, the depositories, they provide us the infrastructure and we create deals. The crucial part of the capital market structure is providing services to all market participants. What all are the participants of the market? It's an important question. First of all, the exchange, the Bombay Stock Exchange, the National Stock Exchange, NSE and BSE. I will also answer a bonus important question. Many times people ask me, what is the difference between NSE and BSE? Or the important question here is that can I sell a share that I bought on the NSE on BSE or vice versa, BSE का NSE पे और NSE का BSE पे? देखिए, सवाल यहाँ 2 पार्ट्स में है। शेयर जो होता है, आप जैसे ही खरीदते हैं उसे, वो एकदम से आपके डीमैट में क्रेडिट नहीं होता है। 2 दिन के बाद वो आपके डीमैट में क्रेडिट हो जाता है। जब तक शेयर आपके डीमैट में ही नहीं है, until the time the share is actually credited into your demat account, you have no opportunity to sell it on another stock exchange because you do not even have that share in your demat. But after E+2 days, where the share will be actually credited, you can sell on the other stock exchange. So clearly talking, intraday is not possible. If we are talking about inter-stock exchange, BSC on NSC, NSC on BSC, that is not possible when you are doing an intraday trade. It is only possible when you are on the same stock exchange because the shares are not credited. I bought it today, intraday I sold it in the same day. Can be done that I buy it on NSC and I sell it on NSC. I buy it on BSC, sell it on BSC. But after 2 days, buy on anyone and sell on any of the two. So CSDL is actually for Bombay Stock Exchange. And I already told you the CSDL manages the Bombay Stock Exchange, the oldest stock exchange of Asia. And it has over 6,000 companies. But you will be surprised to know that the volume of trade, the trading that is done on NSE is way beyond that which is done on the Bombay Stock Exchange. But we will be talking about the services the depository has for you investors. Here the focus is not on what services it actually provides, the dematerialization of securities, management of funds. That is the service which it provides as a depository. Those are general services. But what services are there for you? I always ask my viewers, and now you, my fellow investors, you must ask a question: what is in it for me? And what is in CSDL for you? What services does CSDL provide? We're talking about the history. I've already told you the history of CSDL. I've told you the difference between NSC and BSC, NSDL and CSDL. On your screen, you will see the services by CSDL. You can see on your screen on the top, it's easy. We have easiest. We got smart, e-voting, m-voting, my easy mobile app, and we got e-locker. Now you need to understand there are some services you might find are not there on the screen, like e-cas, which is the consolidated account statement. I mean, I've only covered this important services which you would be needing in a day-to-day basis. CAS is a simple statement consolidated of your shares of all the accounts that you have, various demat accounts you have with various depositories. Now, what is important? You might be going out from here and you have a demat account. First, you will need to know that you must have an account with CSDL to be able to operate these facilities. Now, I told you CSDL has the main target is easing the transaction of share trading. Now, easy is the step in that e-voting. Now, earlier I told you what happened is that the trading was done on Dalal Street and the voting was done in huge auditoriums. There used to be the directors, the chairman of the company used to be telling people about various progress, and in the meetings there were ordinary resolutions, special resolutions. These were passed in the meetings itself. Now, in today's world where we want to be on different places in just a click, so why not e-voting? CSDL provides its participants to e-vote. If you have a share of, let's give an example, let's say Reliance Industries, you have one share of Reliance Industries or 10 shares, you want to participate in the voting, but you live in Delhi and the meeting happens in Mumbai. What would you do? Well, you can vote through the e-voting. So e-voting is an internet-based system through which the shareholders can firstly, they will log in, they will register their votes on the company's resolutions. What happens is whenever you have to go for an AGM or whenever there's a EGM, which is the extraordinary general meeting, and you always get the agenda of the meeting. There will be certain special resolutions, there will be certain ordinary resolutions. Maybe it's reappointment of directors, maybe it is acceptance of the financial statements, or maybe it is about any affairs of the company. Now, earlier, you had to sit in huge auditoriums and then you had to say, by saying agree, disagree, you would raise hands, and you would also have the voting on the, you used to write your vote and submit it. There was a facility of postal ballot. But now it is very simple. You sit at home, log in, register, and cast your vote easily on the e-voting by CSDL. Now, the system processes that, the system which is processing, and it will record your votes automatically, which facilitates faster processing of the voting results. I mean, earlier you used to raise your hands or you used to put in postal ballots. It was very difficult to process those votes and get the result. Now there's no counting, it is e-voting. You quickly cast your vote, the moment voting is done. Today you guys see when you have polls on LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram, you click on the poll and as soon as the poll is over, you get the result. Where were the maximum votes casted? And interestingly, the moment you're voting, I'm only talking about social media right now, you get to see the results real time. But here, obviously, it is a very serious level of voting. So you will get the results as soon as the voting finishes. You get the processing, and the faster processing allows you to ensure that the voting is done by all the participants and a more clear and a crystal clear judgment is given by all the shareholders. Moving on, now let's talk about smart. It is actually smart, as you can see from the name. SMS alerts related to transactions. Now, SMS alert facility smart enables the BOs registered for this facility to receive SMS alerts in case of any debits or credits related to corporate action or any change in demographic details in their accounts. Okay, this is the crystal definition. Now let's understand this facility on the grassroots level. Now, smart is like you will get SMS alerts of what? Firstly, it is corporate actions that the company you have invested in, कंपनी ने कोई corporate action किया, कोई buyback किया, कोई कंपनी को टेक ओवर किया, किसी कंपनी को बेच दिया. जैसे कि अगर आपके पास टाटा का शेयर है, आपने टाटा के लिए, फिर आपने स्मार्ट के लिए रजिस्टर किया, कॉर्पोरेट एक्शन हुआ, उन्होंने जेगोर लैंड रोवर को टेक ओवर किया, वो मैसेज आपको आएगा. अब इन मैसेजेस से क्या होता है? द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज हाउ अपडेटेड यू आर. Understand investment at a very precise level. I see when people invest in the stock market, they think of it on a very huge level, as if they are making a very huge deal out of it. But reality is very simple. Like, I have some money in my pocket, and I have 5 friends sitting here. First thing I would see, that who all are presenting a good idea to me. Like, if somebody says, I want to spend it on my vacation, somebody says, I want a loan for my marriage, somebody says, I want loan for my business, and somebody, like 3 of them say, I want it for business. So I would quickly hear that the money he is taking from me, he's taking to invest, and he will make money out of it, and out of that he will pay my share. Similarly, when you are investing into shares, you're paying money to the company. And who's running the company? The directors. So you have to always ensure the directors that you're investing in, you should have a clear faith here. Now, out of the 3, my decision is even more clear, that whosoever will give me the most believable statement, I'm using the word believable, जिस पे भी मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा भरोसा है, मैं अपना पैसा उस दोस्त को दूंगा. ऐसे ही आपको शेयर्स खरीदने हैं जिस पे सबसे ज़्यादा भरोसा है. और भरोसा कभी सिर्फ फीलिंग्स पे नहीं, प्रैक्टिकल फैक्ट्स पे आपको भरोसा करना होता है. और स्मार्ट वही फैक्ट सीधा आपके मोबाइल में ला के देगा आपको. एक SMS आएगा एंड यू विल नो what corporate actions have been taken. It's magical, because earlier people used to say whosoever is more aware makes most money in the market. But today, being aware is a choice. It is not a matter of resources anymore, because if you're registered for smart, you will get the SMS, and of course you'll be able to take more precise decisions and more informed decisions. I always agree with what many leaders of the business say. There is no right or wrong decision in this world. You just take the decision and prove it right or wrong. But then, if there's nothing right or wrong, how do you take better decisions? When you're more informed. And being informed will be possible by the smart facility. Now, moving on to easy. As its name, it is actually very easy. It is electronic access to securities information, an internet-based facility that allows beneficiary owner to monitor their CSDL demat account at a place and time of their choosing. Easy also provides details of corporate announcements for ISINs held in their account, as well as 25 additional ISINs. Now, let's understand easy. Now, if I say that it is at a place of your choosing, at a time of your choosing, I see it on the market every day. Youngsters are investing very aggressively in the market these days. So if I talk about people who are born, who are young and they are dynamically aware, so when I say time or place of your choosing, it is nothing new for you. If it is something online, I can do it at a time and place of my choosing. What is important for you is, it is information relating to your securities. I have the screens that you would need. I will show you the screens where you need to go and check your account. Now, you should always keep an eye on your resources. If you have the resource, then you need to find out what securities do I have in my account. What kind of returns are being what kind of returns I'm able to extract out of the securities I have in my account. People search for information. Now imagine I am again talking about 90s, when people used to invest. Our parents used to make us sit on the, in the back study room, open the annual reports, take the newspapers, read around 50-page newspaper to understand that there's one important information. There used to be a huge, colored newspaper which used to come at our homes when we were young. We used to study that to find those small information, small changes in the companies, the graphs that were played, market capitalization study. Now, to do that, you don't need to have so many resources. You don't need to go through unnecessary resources. So what does this do, which is not written on any website? I'm telling this from my own understanding. It reduces crowding. There's a lot of crowding of information. Today, I totally respect the generation of the day, because they are using search engines like Google and big search engines available today on a crowded information. When we were young, if something was written on Google, we used to say, तुझे बात पे भरोसा नहीं है, जा Google पे check कर ले. It used to be a symbol of assurance that it is available on Google. But today we all know a lot of good information and bad information, everything is available. So instead of going into the crowded information of newspapers, magazines, and maybe you even go on internet web searches, how about just go into your easy account, check your investments and check what performance have they done. You want to see the trend? See the trend. You want to go ahead of the trend? Follow something new, create new things. Just need your easy account. Make sure you operate that account with very much precision. Now you see the screen. This is the CDSL screen. It is the easy services. So for what all you can do, you can see in blue, you monitor your demat account from here. I already told you, you can view and print the transaction holdings. So if you want to keep a track of every month's holdings, just go in the My Easy and you will be able to print whatever transaction holdings were there. Now you can stay updated with the latest valuation. This is the most important part. Now, what happens when you talk about valuation? The valuation of shares is something we study on a daily basis, but we have to go into the shares and we have to explore the entire market. Again, crowding will be reduced. You can check this right here. You do not need to open 10 tabs on your on your web browser. It's only one tab and you'll get everything. You can edit your profile. That is a feature which we all need if you want to make small changes. You can view multiple demat accounts with single login ID. I already told you I've missed CAS, but I've already covered it, consolidated account statements. So you have multiple demat accounts. You also can have multiple demats accounts for different reasons. Like in income tax, you have an option of treating an investment like a capital investment. Like for capital gains, it is an investment. Or you want to treat it as like stock in trade. This is because you want to treat the income coming in into the business income. Now you can access the consolidated account statement and you have the e-locker facility. What is e-locker facility? We'll learn very soon. Now moving on, you can see on your screen how to register for Easy. So you would have your BOID, your password, and then you tell them that you're not a robot by ticking this button, and then you will get to the next page. Now you can see the web link is down there. You can make a note of it. It is https://web.csdlindia.com. When My Easy, home and login. You will log into this page, and now we'll talk about easiest. We'll come to My Easy and you'll see more screenshots there. Easiest is like what was easy? Electronic access to security information. What is easiest? Easiest is the most easy. That means it will also allow you to execute security transactions. So for easy, you would just, I told you can view the statements, you can check out what all you have, what is the valuation, but you could not view the transactions. It is an internet-based facility which allows BOs to submit debit instructions through the internet, thus obviating the need of visiting their DP offices to submit instruction slips. Now let's go back again to the 90s. As I told you, 90s mein what we used to do is go to the Dalal Street, shout, and then there was a slip which was filled. If I had to sell my parents' shares, I had to go and submit scripts, and the slips were submitted even after the depositories came in picture. Until I think early 2000 as well, we used to submit slips. But what happens here? It is easiest. You just execute the transactions on the easiest, on the same place you're looking at the information, and that there and then your debit transaction is executed. No need to go anywhere else. कहीं और जाने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. इसी ऐप पे बैठेंगे, यहीं लॉगिन करेंगे, यहीं का यहीं बेचेंगे, यहीं का यहीं खरीद लेंगे. So easiest is execution of securities transaction. Now moving on, the mobile app. This is revolutionary if we think from the point of view of people who have sold on the on the Lal Street, on the huge rooms they used to shout, or maybe you have done demat transaction where you used to open the screen and there was red and blue flashing all the time. But for today's generation, they want everything on their mobile. So yes, on your smartphones, you can use My Easy mobile app, a mobile app for beneficiary owners registered for Easy or Easiest. mobile app by CSDL is designed with adaptive technology such that it fits in all smartphones, tablets, screen size, whatever your screen size is, it will fit accordingly. Investors can log into the app using their easy or easiest login credentials. CSDL app can be downloaded by Android and iOS based mobile devices. Now we'll see very carefully. This is the mobile interface where you will log in. This is the easy mobile interface. Then you can see the holding details. You see that when you click on these three lines that you see on the left, top left, you see there are holding details. You can make transaction inquiries. Then there are corporate announcement, which we talked about in Smart. We have miscellaneous. We can freeze and obviously change password. These are administrative features. Then if you see the next screen, you see the holdings that have been listed very carefully. You can see all your holdings, like you have what shares are there, what is the current pricing, and what is the valuation. Moving on to the next part, you can also go ahead and access other features, see your transaction details. You can also have the facilities like account details. You can edit profile, edit the notification type, then your groupings. I told you the income tax of India gives you an opportunity to treat a particular holding as an investment, or even they allow you to treat that particular investment as a stock in trade. Now this is majorly, you do not have to give any proofs of that. You just need to treat something, and just because a person has treated, the department considered it good enough that it has to be accepted. But people, for their own understanding, they actually ensure that they have groupings. Like some shares they are holding for profit minting, some they have for dividend, some debentures are held for interest, some debentures are held for trading. This is how it happens. Now if you see the screen, you would see that you can also reset the password right here. You do not need to go on this website and go and reset the password. And moving on, this was the mobile app. I told you about easy, I told you about easiest. Now what is eLocker? Important question with an easy answer. eLocker is an online document storage facility to store important documents in electronic form at one central secure location. This facility is available for easy and easiest users. Now, we're going to sum up what we have done, and there's just some natural features we'll conclude. After that, we'll just go through the natural features of the demat account of the CSDL. And CSDL is also a listed company, so if you have faith in CSDL, you can invest in their shares too. I think it was, I've not checked the price from some time, but then it is a regularly traded share. The CSDL is a listed company, and you can buy in and trade in the shares. So the natural functions of a depository: they give you demat accounts, perfect. Dematerialization of physical security certificates, because this is the basic reason of bringing in depositories, that the share certificates were held in actual earlier. So the problems were that they used to be oiled, broken, they were lost, they were obtained by somebody else. So just to, just getting rid of all that, dematerialization was done, and this was the most important, and there was the central reason of bringing in depositories. Then rematerialization of electronic securities, processing delivery and receipt instructions, pledging of securities. You can pledge them against you if you want to buy, if you want to take a loan or something against them. Facilitating change in address or bank account details linked with the demat account. So, in a nutshell, every investment holds an inherent risk. The earnings you deserve depends on your learning and experience. Please ensure have sharp knowledge and tailor-made consultations for your deals for best results. Now let's just forget about all that we've done. We'll always remember these points. Now I'm going to give you the last and important part of the entire services. Whatever these resources are, whatever services we can take from we can take from NSDL, CSDL, MyEasy. The decision you take is something that only you have to live with. Remember carefully, whatever decision you take. For example, I told you, you go for the MyEasy app. Somebody gave you a tip Tip is a very common word youngsters use these days. They tell us that I got a tip, you buy in this share and it will be expensive by the evening or by the 10 months and I will be rich. And suddenly after 10 months, he comes with a frowned face and says, the share is in loss. Why? Because whosoever gave you the tip, he has to live in with the investment that he or she has made. But you, my friend, have to live in with the entire investment that you have made. So the decision ultimately needs to be taken yourself. Secondly, you will always try and take more and more informed decisions. I told you about different applications. Go to My Easy app. You can use eLocker to store your documents, but then I give you My Easy. Today you go in, if you have a demat account, you are a beneficiary owner of any shares. You go in and register your My Easy application. But what will you do with it if it is the decisions that you have to take are based on other people? Now, the important part here is this is just some bonus information that I'm sharing with you, and this is one of the tips that you can say. This is a great tip. The shares are also used for tax benefits. It is not evasion, it is just tax planning. You can see what shares are there in loss. So if you are doing market transactions in profit, you are able to ensure that you earn the profit out of it. But if you are having transactions in loss, don't be worried about it. The transactions that you make in loss will also ensure that you're able to, claim that loss against the profit and your tax can be neutralized. Whatever loss you've made, you can buy other shares and make profit later on. You should book your incomes and losses both in the share market, and investment is a game of learning and then earning. You need to learn. A lot of patience is required. Do not be disheartened if a few securities do not play out according to you. Just be calm, keep on your head straight, and keep investing. Use the facilities I've told you. I will now tell you that in the risk that you have taken, you can only get the rewards if you take the decisions yourself. And how would you take the decisions? By learning more. And these apps and resources are the best things you can get in today's world to make your learning count. This was me, Nakul Arora, signing off. I had a great time today. I hope you had learning and your learning is elevated. Until next time, I'll see you again. Thank you.